Hey guys, welcome to the Cozy Club. I'm Cozy Gamer, and today we're going to go over something that I've received a lot of requests for, and that's the complete and master guide to clubs within Disney Sorcerers Arena. Now let's go ahead and start with the basics. So why join a club? Well, first of all, you're going to get access to some characters that you wouldn't otherwise. Second, you're going to get 2 new game modes, both Club Dungeon and Club Conquest. And also, what is this game without a community? You're going to be inside a club with 50 other members, and you'll be able to talk with them and strategize, and also just share your common interest about this game. Most clubs require some form of contact, whether that's Discord or Facebook or something they can communicate in, so you're going to want to know what your club's contact is for that. Also, you can find a club both via Discord, Facebook, and Reddit. There's always going to be club searching forums or club searching links inside of there. Now that we have the basics covered, let's go ahead and move on. You're going to want to succeed as an individual so your entire club can succeed as a group. And it's going to take your part to do that. So first, let's look at Club Quests, and that's going to be dailies, but for your entire club. Now, these don't usually deviate. They're usually these main 3 things. The first one is to get wins in your live PvP arena. The second one is to kill enemies in the club dungeon. And the third one is donations club-wide. So I'm going to go ahead and put a graphic on the screen to help make it easier exactly how many wins, how many enemies, and how many donations that your club needs to do. Now for Arena Live PvP, you're going to want to get about 4 to 5 wins to help your club get the most amount of wins. Most clubs get about 250 wins, and that's the second to last tier, while you can get 500 wins, but 250 equals out to about 5 attempts per club member. Now you can put the game on auto and help get your club to that requirement a little bit faster. So let's dive into this category a little bit more. Now first you have donations. And you would think that you want to donate what you need the most to get your characters to succeed. But if everybody did that, there isn't enough gear to go around. So the strategy around donations is that you're going to want to request easy to donate gear, which is found in both Heroes 1D and Villains 1A. That's both the pink and the green nodes, or modes as they would call them. So you're going to get your club rewards for completing these tiers at the end of midnight, whoever created the club's local time. And all the rewards you get are also for the tier that you got and all of the previous tiers before that. So it's important that you try to accomplish as much as you can as a group. If you're doing this right and managing this right, you're going to be able to get a lot of shards and be able to use them a lot in the thing that we're going to talk about next, and that's the Club Exchange. Now we already talked about the Club Exchange in my last video and what's the best character to get, but let's go ahead and take a look at it again. So the Club Exchange is important because you're going to be able to have the best chance to acquire gear through here, as well as get some amazing characters like Jack Sparrow, Damana, and Syndrome. You acquire these shards fast, so you're going to be able to buy a lot of these characters and rank them up quickly. I was able to get Captain Jack Sparrow in a matter of days. Alright, next up is Club Dungeon. Now this is a very fun game mode that you're going to get access to. Both with your clubs and individually, you're going to go through this dungeon filled with 20 different dungeon doors. You're going to start to rack up rewards fast, and it's a part of your daily, so you might as well do it anyway. So a dungeon battle has different mix of characters and a different mix of rewards. And when you finish that battle, you're going to get a choice of 5 different doors. And if you pick the right door, you can exceed in the dungeon. However, if you pick the wrong door, you or someone else in your club is going to have to redo that dungeon battle until you can climb further within the dungeon. So keep in mind these helpful tips. You get 3 free attempts per day, and you can request a 4th attempt. Also, you're going to get the same rewards no matter if you win or lose in Club Dungeon, or if you proceed through the door or you don't. Lastly, make sure you don't speed through this dungeon, as it lasts about a week, and you're going to want to help out with your dailies. So if you blow through the dungeon and you finish the 20th level, which is pretty hard, and you're going to need about level 40 characters to do that, you're not going to be able to contribute to your dailies anymore. Now, if you notice on the right side of the screen, these are the rewards you're going to get for exploring deeper into the dungeon. And on that left side, you're going to see the exchange as well as a leaderboard. Just keep note that leaderboard really doesn't have any significance and doesn't dictate your rewards at all. So now for one of the biggest beasts of a game mode, and probably the most complicated game mode within Disney Sorcerers Arena, and that's Club Conquest. So the cool thing about Club Conquest is that you're going to work together with your club to be able to take down 2 other clubs. And the most fun thing is all those meta tier lists that you see floating around, they matter but not as much because you can use all of your characters within Club Conquest. It's going to be on a set schedule. On this graphic here, you can see that these times are PvT times. You need 10 minimum members to be able to participate. If you're curious and you feel like you're facing a really hard opponent, Don't worry, because the game is going to take the total summoner score and gear levels into account when assigning you teams or clubs to fight. Now I'm going to have a strategic video come out as a club leader on how to do this, but at first let's just go ahead and look at this as an average club member. What's your role in Club Conquest? So first, you're going to have your pre-registration period. This is where you sign up for Club Conquest. You don't have to do anything but sign up, and you're about to set your defense teams. Now this is very important to note. You can only set one character one time and one spell one time on each team assignment. Now you can place where your team goes on defense, but it's most likely better to leave that up to your leader and co-leaders, as they're going to be able to see all of the different teams and strategically place them. Sometimes clubs have requirements for total summoner score to make a minimal team, so you don't want to put your level 1 characters in there. Although you do want to put some teams together even if they're scrapping together a bit, as you can still use these whenever you lose a tower. Now what's cool in Conquest is that some characters have special abilities that they can only be used within Conquest. So Simba, for example, his leadership is used very well in Conquest. So go ahead and make sure you double check your roster and see what abilities might be affected within Conquest. Now when Club Conquest starts, you're going to see all of these different towers. You have just regular towers, as you see on screen. You're gonna have a smoking tower, which means it's currently being battled. And then you're gonna have a destroyed tower, and that means all of the teams have been defeated in there from a club. So whenever your team successfully takes down a tower, you're gonna have 1 hour to set up new defensive teams in there to help defend your newly acquired tower. Now quick tip, don't forget to do this, because if you do, that tower is gonna be made available for anyone else to capture. Now this is important. If you set a defensive team, they cannot be taken out. Once a defense is set, it's locked in. All right, so let's move on to the attacking phase. Now just like defense, you're gonna only be able to use each character in each spell one time, no matter if you win or lose the battle. Now you might ask, what if 2 different clubs attack the same tower? Well, both clubs see all of those teams, so whichever club defeats those teams first is gonna take that tower. So it's kind of a game of momentum. All right, now that we've been over attacking and defending, it's time to look at how conquest points work. Now conquest points determine who wins the battle. The first club to receive 45,000 club points wins the conquest. So how do you acquire points? Well, you get 1 point per tower that's connected to your headquarters. That big castle on the left, right, and top of the screen are the club headquarters. Now for each minute that passes, you're gonna get 1 point. If a club owns more than 10 towers, you're gonna get an extra 15 points a minute. Also, if your club controls more than 13 towers, you're gonna get an additional 10 conquest points per minute. So it's important to try to conquer as many towers as possible. So successful attacks are gonna give your club 15 points. And inverse, successful defense attempts, so if your defense holds up strong, you're gonna get 5 points for each time they do that for your entire club. Next up is the regroup phase. This is very simple. It's essentially letting everybody take a break. There's no attacking. You can set defenses on bases, but there's nothing really going on this phase, giving everybody a break. All right, now that we've gone through attacking, defending, how the points work, let's get to the good stuff, and that's what you get if you get first, second, and third on Club Conquest. Now all the rewards are pretty good, but let's go ahead and look at them on this graphic here to see exactly what you get. So in first place, you're gonna get Davy Jones shards, Jack Sparrow shards, and some other mystery shards of other characters. You get 6,500 club shard rewards, you get 150,000 coins. Now the main reason your club and you wanna get first is that you're all are gonna have access to 1 token for those lucrative chests located in the store. I've personally gotten 8 shards for Zerg, and I know that's gonna only help in my journey to get him. And as you can see, second and third place, you guys don't get that bad of rewards either, but you're not gonna get those shards for that chest, and you're gonna get a little less currency than first place is gonna get. All right, now that we've looked at all the game modes, we're gonna look at some tips and tricks for clubs and what you can do. So whenever you start your game up for the day, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get those PvP attempts out of the way, attack enemies in Club Dungeon, donate and request donations as soon as you can to make sure you just get those out of the way and help out your club the most. Now you can see here all the people in the club as well, and this is helpful for leaders, and you're gonna be able to see who logged in last, who's doing the most donations, and who's helping out the most. This is a good way to help manage your guild and also keep track of what they're doing. You're also gonna wanna go wherever you can and request energy or refresh attempts. So when you go through like limited time events, you can request a free attempt and it costs nothing to your club. So it's always a good practice to get those things done, and then I go through and request each one. It helps not only your donations, but it also just helps in general. Alright guys, so hopefully this video helped you and your club be equipped with everything you need to know to receive that top spot in clubs. Now feel free to share this video within your club channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time here at the Cozy Club.